When I met Jay, I had zero confidence. I felt fat and angry and just like a terrible, terrible human being. And I did not believe that I had any value or that I could help people in any way. But Jay taught me 5 confidence hacks that nobody teaches or talks about. Everyone out there is teaching fake it till you make it. But if you stay till the end, you'll find out why that was so wrong. So Jay, what exactly is confidence and why does it determine whether we succeed or not?
Great question, Cynthia. I love doing that.
I know.
Okay, most dictionary definitions of confidence seem a little weak to me, but I think it's because confidence is a bit tricky to pin down, at least verbally in words. But I believe we all know it when we see it and hear it and feel it.
Yes.
So let's just do a real quick exercise to make sure we're all on the same page with experiencing confidence.
Okay.
So if a person is anxious about something, would you say that's close to confidence or far away from confidence or the complete opposite of confidence?
That would be the opposite of confidence.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
How about if we're feeling unsure about something? Like, I don't know, maybe, I'm not really sure about this. I'm just going to avoid it till things are clearer, etc.
No, that's not confidence either.
Okay. How about someone who's tentative about something? Like, I'm pretty hesitant to get into this pool. I don't want to drown, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to dip my toe in tentatively, etc. So they're not anxious, but they're also not...
They're not confident.
Right. How about someone who is fairly trusting? They trust that this is going to work out. I'm just going to jump in the pool like everybody else. It's a shallow end. I feel like this is going to work out. I've never really swam before, but you can tell they're sort of...
confident.
Right.
But more confident than the other examples you gave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've all felt this.
Yeah.
We all have felt anxiety and being unsure and being tentative and being fairly trusting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. But were any of those 4 things true confidence? Even the last one, which is fairly trusting, where I'm like, okay, I'm going to jump in the pool and it's going to work out.
Like I said, it's more confident than the other examples, but it's not that confident like I would be if I was going in the pool. Like, I was swimming since I was 6 months old. I was a competitive swimmer. I know what I'm doing. I'm good. Like, that's in your example, that would be confident.
Right. So there you go. Even though we might not have perfect words for it or a great dictionary definition, that right there was real confidence. When someone effing knows something, they know it in their soul, in their core. They don't need to trust something because they've done it 8 billion times or something, right? Like when Michael Jordan shoots a basket, right? The man has confidence. It might not go in every time, but inside there is total confidence.
Yes, that level is like off the charts for him.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people say, oh, you need to be confident. You're not confident. I feel confident. I don't feel confident. But that's a very binary thing, confident or not confident. But isn't it more of a spectrum or a scale?
Definitely, because I can feel confident to a point, like with my looks or with, my transformation.
But are you supermodel confident?
But no, like, of course not.
I look amazing. I've attracted everyone on earth. I've walked down runways. I'm literally the most confident woman ever to exist.
No.
Right. It's a scale.
Yes.
And if you hire an employee and ask, are you confident to do this job? The employee is going to say, yes, I'm confident to do this job. But they never stop to say exactly how confident on the spectrum they are. So this is one of the biggest problems that people have with confidence is they either lump themselves into, oh, I'm totally confident and don't need to work on it, even though they're at just tentative mode or something or trusting mode, or they lump themselves into, I'm not confident. I guess I can never do this. Even though they're not anxious, they're like a bit unsure and they're getting closer to hesitant and tentative.
Well, because they don't feel that Michael Jordan level of confidence with whatever it is. So then if they don't have the Michael Jordan level of confidence, then they want to label themselves on the other end of the spectrum as unconfident and unsure. Well, like, they probably aren't. They probably are somewhere along that spectrum closer than they think.
Exactly. So since confidence is a spectrum or a scale, the first step in improving our confidence is more accurately assessing ourselves and more accurately labeling ourselves along that confidence scale. Because if we mislabel ourselves and just throw ourselves into one group of not confident people or total confident people, we're not doing ourselves any service, and we're missing a solid, firm, healthy starting place to work from.
That's true. And labeling yourself as unconfident in one area of your life doesn't mean that in all the other areas that there's not somewhere else that you're super great and strong and confident about. So like maybe somebody is unconfident about their appearance or talking to people or whatever, and then but they know they're the amazing writer, and they know that they're a great swimmer, or they're like a great parent or whatever. Like they just know. But if you can be confident about one area, you can about the rest of them too. That was good. That was really good. Thank you.
All right. And so now that we know what confidence is, we can talk about the first confidence hack, which is your beliefs about life. A lot of people gloss over this, but this is major for confidence. If we take three people, Sam, Trevor, and Veronica, Sam's belief about life is that anyone can do anything if they put their mind to it on a long enough timeline. That's it. If Sam met a person in a wheelchair, he would instantly believe that person can drive, they can perform, they can be famous and rich. He would just believe it.
Yeah.
He'd believe it because his belief is anyone can do anything if they put their mind to it on a long enough timeline. If he met someone who didn't speak a certain language, he would believe they could thrive in that country or any country.
Right.
If Sam himself wanted to tackle a new skill or become an entrepreneur or do something bold, even if it had never been done before, what would he believe?
That he could do it.
Damn right he would.
Yeah.
That's Sam's belief. Trevor believes that some people can do some things if they have the right tools and resources. And if luck is on his side, he can probably get them and probably succeed. Okay?
Right.
And so if Trevor meets someone in a wheelchair, how encouraging is he going to be of that person?
Probably not as encouraging as Sam, because he has a weird belief about people need to have the right tools and the right things to do the right things and blah, blah, blah.
And only some people can do it.
Yeah,
and you got to be lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he probably wouldn't have a lot of belief in that person.
Right. So not only is he not encouraging and supportive and super confident in other people, also what happens when Trevor goes to tackle his own thing? He wants to become a performer or an entrepreneur or learn a new skill.
Oh, then he doesn't believe in himself because he thinks that the same thing. Like he has to be the right place at the right time with the right tools, with the right thing. And only some people can do it. And maybe he's not. And,
but he kind of believes, because I think I can get that stuff and probably I'll be okay and luck will be on my side. You can see.
But at the first failure, he's going to say, oh, I knew it. I don't have this, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And Veronica's belief is, oh, well, woe is me. I guess my lot in life is not to reach my dreams. I guess that's not my destiny. And God doesn't want this for me. So why try? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the third belief. What happens when Veronica meets someone in a wheelchair who wants to accomplish something or become a performer or revolutionize the world or whatever? What does Veronica say?
Oh, that they can't do it.
Yeah. She probably says something like, well, God has a place and a plan for all of us. Mm-hmm. And you're meant to be showing us a different side of life and how to be humble and how to be meek and so on and so forth, right? She's just going to make up some justifications that talks this wheelchair using person out of trying.
Yeah, because she doesn't believe what Sam believes or even what Trevor believes.
Exactly. And so not only is she confident in others, but what also happens when Veronica wants to try and learn a new skill for herself or improve her situation in life or get a better house or do anything.
Oh, she won't have any confidence at all.
Right.
She'll think that it's God's plan for her to be poor or leave it in his hands or whatever. Yeah.
Right. And when all three of these people were born as blank slates, did they have any beliefs about what's possible in life, or were they pretty much belief free?
No, they were belief free when they were born.
Pretty much, yeah. Mm-hmm. They picked up their beliefs from parents and society and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so were there any limits on what they could believe? Like, was anyone putting down rules or doors that said you can't believe this or you can't believe that, it's not possible? Was anyone controlling their mind or hypnotizing them to believe different things?
No.
Right. So if they wanted to say F you to their parents and go believe what their friends at school believed, they could.
Yes.
If they wanted to believe what superheroes in Hollywood movies believe, they could believe that too.
True. Yeah.
If they wanted to believe they could jump off a building and fly right now, they could believe that too.
They could, yes.
I'm not saying it would pan out, but
Right.
the point is, all three of these people were free to believe anything they want about life and the world, and they still are today.
True.
But they have three drastically different beliefs. And each belief we choose either adds momentum to our confidence or throws resistance into our confidence. It adds momentum to our dreams, or it throws resistance into our dreams. It adds momentum to the goals that we're aiming for, or it puts resistance into the goals that we're aiming for. Mm-hmm. So can you see that our beliefs about life and society and work and success and triumph and support and other people and the market are so vital to deciding how confident we are?
Yes, that makes sense.
So belief hack number 1, fix your beliefs, right? And we tell this to kids too. I don't want to hear I can't, Johnny. You can. Mm-hmm. You absolutely can. Keep trying, keep practicing, put your heart into it, put your mind to it. You got this. I'll help you however I can. We tell our kids always, I can, I can, I can. And then you listen to adults, it's 90% I can't.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, what happened? How can you even teach children to say I can when you don't believe it yourself?
It's funny that you say that, because I did the same thing with my kids. They weren't allowed to say I can't. Like, and I would make fun of them. Oh, are your hands broken? What do you mean you can't tie your shoes? Looks like you've got 2 hands and thumbs and fingers. If I can do it, so can you.
Yeah, but here's the sad reality. Do kids learn from osmosis by modeling the behavior of the adults around, or do they learn through what we tell them?
They learn from watching us and role modeling the way we act and we behave.
Right. So if you act like our family can't make more money, we can't get promotions, we can't move out of this country, we can't get a better house, I'm sorry, we can't afford this and that and this and that. If that's your beliefs and it's radiating from you in every situation, what are your kids going to learn for their beliefs?
They're going to learn the same exact thing.
Yeah, unless they choose F you parents and I'm going to go believe what my friends believe or something.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of them rebel a lot is for that. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So there you go. Hack number 1, fix those beliefs.
Yes. I love that. Fix those beliefs. And that's what I've had to do for the last 5 years. I have a bad belief, a crappy belief about something, and then I work to fix it and change it and be better. So it's totally possible.
Well, recently we've had more sales and more signups and more subscribers.
Yeah, yeah.
Only when your beliefs change.
More than any of our other business so far. So yeah.
Because your beliefs about other people and buyers changed, and
belief in myself,
quality of your product, the belief in your own superpowers, your own connections, your own ability to market. Yeah. Your beliefs changed. Then your confidence changed, and now your results changed.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what we want for our kids. And that's what we want for ourselves. And so it's really important to start with the foundational beliefs.
And we want that for you. Come on. So you say that kids are super confident, but I was bullied from kindergarten to high school, and I never, ever felt confident as a kid. And when I was faking it. So how can someone who's never been it be it?
Okay, first, let's take a step back. Hack number 2 is breaking comfort zones and embracing pain. And in your little story there, you just implied that when you were young, you weren't good at breaking comfort zones and embracing pain, and that the bullies crippled you and so on and so forth, and you weren't confident. But at what age did you start kindergarten?
5.
Right. So that's half a decade that you left out of your story. You just skipped the first half decade of your life. Right? You started your story at the kindergarten bullying, but you didn't tell me about 4 years old before you went to kindergarten. You didn't tell me about 3 when you were learning to talk or walk, or 2 or what. I don't know what age kids learn everything.
Like 1.5.
Whatever. It's in the first half decade is my point.
Yes.
And in the first half decade of your life before the bullying, were you not plopped out into the world, a scary new world of unknown everything? Literally couldn't be more out of your comfort zone.
Fair play, yeah.
And would you say you were huddled in timid fear in this bizarre new landscape? Or were you running around with unbridled confidence, exploring everything you could, touching hot stoves, even if it burned, smacking your face into the walls and furniture, even if it hurt, falling downstairs, even if it was pain? Like, weren't you just brimming with confidence?
All right, you have a point. Okay. When I was that age, my parents were the only of their friends and their groups of friends that had little kids. So I was used to being the center of attention. I was super confident. They taught me how to push a little cart around and serve drinks. Like my parents took tons of photos of me back then. And in every one of them, I'm super confident and like in the camera. And I'm like, yeah, like I had some massive confidence when I was a little kid. Yeah. All right. Fair play. You have a really good point.
Yeah. And have you ever met a 1 or 2 or 3-year-old who really doesn't have that monster confidence?
No.
Even the shyest ones.
Yeah. I was just going to say that. The little girl down the road, who we both know her parents, she's super shy. And the other day I'm outside and she walks right up to me and she's never talked to me like that before. And she's like, it's my birthday. I'm 4. It's just, I wanted to squeeze her. She's so cute. But she's super shy all the time. But she had that confidence to come up right up to me and tell me it was her birthday.
I'm saying. And when any of us, as a very small child, wanted to learn a new skill, did we read a whole bunch of books and consult a whole bunch of experts and worry that it might not work out? And what if we never learn it? And oh my God, it's going to be so hard. Or did we just walk, fall down, practice, nail it? Ride a bike, fall down, skin our knees, nail it.
Yeah.
Practice swimming, get in the water, choke a little bit until we get the hang of it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm saying. So this is hack number 2, is to reclaim that childhood boldness where we break our comfort zones and we embrace the pain that comes with learning new things. As kids, we all knew, of course, it's going to hurt to learn a new thing. It's going to be hard at first, but somewhere along the way, as adults, we all start wanting everything to be easy. And if something's not easy at first, we're out. I'm out.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, entrepreneurship's hard. I have to fail some businesses. Hell no. Oh, I have to invest time, energy, and money, and I still get hurt? Hell no. But as a kid, you would invest all your heart and soul into learning something. You'd skip meals to go learn the thing, or play with your friends, or play the video game, or learn whatever.
Practice over and over.
Yeah. You'd spend your whole allowance on like a bike you could never ride, or contact lenses you couldn't put in, or whatever it is. And you're, all right, whatever, I don't care. Even though it was literally your life savings.
Yeah.
It was everything you'd ever earned up to that time.
Yeah.
But you were like, I don't care. I'll invest whatever it takes to learn this shit. I'm committed. I'm into it. I will break my comfort zone. I will embrace every bit of pain that comes along the way, and I will get the hang of it. I am going to learn this. And you knew with a firm belief in your heart that you could learn anything you put your mind to. You had Sam's belief. Anyone can do anything they put their mind to on a long enough timeline. I'm just going to dive in.
It's true. Yeah.
And then as a teenager, you were more like Trevor. Those jocks can do that, but I can't do that. Those computer geeks can do that, but I can't do that. Some people can learn some things, but I'm not one of them, and I'll just stay in my lane. And then as an adult, you ended up like Veronica, and you're just like, whatever, my dreams are trash. I'm never going to accomplish anything. It's not in my destiny. Why even bother?
Yeah. It's interesting, yes, that you use 3 examples of people for this. And all 3 represent childhood, teenage years, and adulthood.
For most people.
So, yeah.
The successful people you look up to never stayed in those other 2 belief stages very long. They kept getting back to, you know what? I'm capable of anything I put my mind to. I got this. Like, first I'm going to build one company, and then we're going to succeed in another industry. And I don't care if they say I can't. I don't care about haters. I'm going to go speak on stage. I'm going to learn a new skill. The people you look up to are the ones who continually believed in themselves and had that empowering, momentum generating belief about life. And they're also the ones who continually challenged themselves, stepped out of their comfort zone, and embraced all the pain of anything new.
Yeah.
They knew it would be hard in the beginning, and they were fine with it.
Yeah. I just watched that Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary on Netflix about his life. And he did the exact same thing you just said. Like the man, he totally set up a life for himself. He spoke it out. He visualized it and he made it happen. And people were telling him, you can't do it. That's never been done. No way. No how. And he was like, yeah, watch. And he had that childhood determination, that confidence. He just knew, like, I'm doing this. That's it.
Yeah. And we can all choose any belief we want. So we can have that belief too if we want it. There's no rules or limits.
No.
Arnold's not there saying, no, you can't believe what I believe. yeah, those beliefs won't work for you, yeah. Right? He's not saying that. He's saying you can believe what I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
He's also saying, get out of your comfort zone. Go pursue your dreams, no matter how hard it seems. Just like we all did when we were tiny children.
Facts.
And so the people we look up to are the ones who keep doing that. So there's your second confidence hack.
All right. I love it. Thank you. That's so good. So sometimes I'm faced with hard decisions in our business, and I have a hard time deciding when to make these hard choices. But you seem so super confident about all the decisions. We have made decisions to fire clients and turn down large sums of money, and especially when we needed it in the moment. But you don't have any trouble with this. So when can I be confident that I'm making the right decision, whether it's hard or not?
It's a great question. And it leads beautifully to hack number 3, which I'm sure you intended, which is practicing hard decisions. So this comes down to people's attitudes towards hard decisions. Just like with confidence itself, we can have a whole different spectrum of attitudes people can have towards hard decisions. But similar to confidence itself, we can and are free to lump those attitudes into either a negative attitude towards hard decisions or a positive attitude towards hard decisions. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. What do you think my attitude towards hard decisions is?
Probably that there's no such thing as a hard decision.
Pretty close. Pretty close. My attitude is extremely positive towards hard decisions.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Whatever it happens to be, you could ballpark it as extremely positive.
You're extremely positive about everything, so I'm not surprised.
Sure, but you can tell by how often and how quickly and how passionate and how confident I am about hard decisions
Yes.
that I must hold an extremely positive attitude towards hard decisions. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And if we're honest, what would you say your attitude towards hard decisions is?
That they're hard. And so it's more of a negative outlook.
Yeah. And again, would you say it's slightly negative? Like, oh, I feel mostly almost kind of good about them. Or would you say it's pretty negative?
Sometimes it's pretty negative. I think it's, like you said, it's a spectrum or a scale.
Sure. How about when we first met?
Oh, it was super negative.
Right.
All the time about everything.
Right. So when you have a negative attitude towards hard decisions, are you going to practice making them?
No.
Or are you going to avoid them any way you can?
Avoid them at all costs.
Okay.
Which is why I stayed married for so long, because I don't want to make that hard decision.
Sure. Because divorce is a hard decision.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's also why people stay stuck in businesses they don't want. Mm-hmm. It's like, just close the business, dude. It's not a hard decision.
True.
At least to me, it's not.
Yeah, because you're super positive about these things.
But it's not just because I'm super positive. That's the foundation, but it leads to something. Because I'm super positive about hard decisions, I practice them. And because you're not super positive about hard decisions, you avoid practicing them. So there are 2 groups of people on the planet now. Ones that practice making hard decisions and ones that avoid practicing making hard decisions. That's all there is. Point me to anyone and I will show you. They're either mostly avoiding hard decisions or they're mostly practicing them.
Right. It's fair enough.
And on the spectrum, it's better to be more and more positive about this and practice it more and more. But ultimately, all that really matters is, are you on one side of this line or the other? Are you leaning more towards practicing hard decisions or are you leaning more towards avoiding them? So why does this matter? Well, who is going to be better at firing clients or partners? Someone who has a lot of practice doing that very thing, or someone who has never done it before? It's their first time ever letting go of a client or firing a partner, and they don't know what's going to happen. Someone who's old hat and been around and done it 100 times, or someone who's never done it at all. Who's going to be better?
Oh, well, the person who has the most practice.
Right.
Yeah.
So you ask why I'm so good at letting clients go or knowing what to do or saying no to sums of money. Why do you think?
Because of the practice.
Right. And where did the practice come from? What attitude fostered the practice?
The positive attitude about hard decisions.
Yeah. I see hard decisions as a basic life skill that the more I practice and the more I get better at, the better life I'll have. I feel very positively about it. I actively want more harder decisions to come my way so I can keep up that practice and rock life more.
Right.
But the person who does everything in their power not to fire someone, they just drag it out the person in the job's not happy, they're not happy, but they let it go on for months and months. Or the person who can't fire a partner or get divorced, they just drag it out. The kids are suffering, their home life's suffering, their sex life's suffering, and they just won't make the decision. Do they crush life? Do they start thriving? Are they shining by avoiding the hard decision practice?
No, and I feel super seen and called out at the same time. I'm just thinking about the first time that I had to fire someone and I wanted you to do it. And you were like, yeah, but you need the practice. And I felt so unconfident and so afraid. And so it felt really, really hard. And I was I didn't want to fire them. I remember crying before the call, knowing that I had to fire her in the next few minutes. And it was like one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life that first time. I mean, it got way easier after that, but
yeah, I'm with you. But like with hack number 2, is firing someone actually difficult? Is it actually painful? Is it actually hard? Or is it just hard at the start because you're outside your comfort zone and you need to embrace the pain and get good at it?
Yeah, it's that. It's totally that.
And as a child, if I told the child to fire someone, would they have all this panic anxiety, or would they just be like, I'll try it, I guess?
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't care. They'd just be like, yeah, I'll do it. No big. Yeah, let's do it.
And they'd run over and tell Lucy, like, you're fired.
Exactly.
And they'd see what happens.
Yeah.
Did it feel bad? Did it feel good? Was it hard? Was it easy? And then they'd practice again. And the next time they had to fire someone, they'd get better at it. Because as kids, we always use hack number 2 to quickly get outside our comfort zone, challenge ourselves, step up, and embrace whatever pain or hardship happens initially.
Yeah, and it did get easier. The more people I had to fire, so the more practice I had with this particular topic. It still isn't fun for me, like, to do this, but that angst and those tears and that, oh my god, that's gone.
Same for setting boundaries or like stopping people pleasing. It's uncomfortable at first, and it's hard, and it's painful.
And each time I practiced any of those things that were hard, my confidence went closer to the confident side. On the scale.
You became more sure and more trusting.
Yes.
And then you trusted you could do it. And soon you knew you could do it. And soon you were ultra confident you could do it.
Yes.
That's how it goes, man. It's not rocket science. Anyone can understand this.
True.
But if you let like your fragile mental health or your personal issues prevent you from practicing, then you don't get the practice. You get stuck in a marriage for 12 years and there you go, man. No one's sitting there with a gun to your head saying, never practice hard decisions. You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Anyone can. And when you were a child, you would have stepped up and done the hard thing, the uncomfortable thing until you got good at it.
Yeah, that's true. Fair play.
Yeah. So that's hack number 3, practice hard decisions. And it doesn't have to be big things like marriages and divorces and firing and hiring. It can be hard decisions like, should I get out of bed early?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Why should I do it? And you have to be willing to get it wrong. Like, I chose to stay in bed today and now my whole day was a waste. That was the wrong decision. Then you just correct it and do better tomorrow. You know what? I'm going to try waking up early this time. Or I woke up early today and that was actually the wrong decision. I should have stayed in bed. Like, it can go either way and it might be right or it might be wrong. But adults always want to get it right the first time, which is the terrible attitude. You never had this attitude when you were a kid. You never were like, I want to get it right the first time. You were like, I just want to do it. I just want to walk. I just want to talk. I just want to ride a bike. I just want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to ask a girl out. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even care if I get it right or wrong. I want to touch the hot stove. Oh, that was bad. Won't do that again. But I'm happy to learn. I love learning and I love the failures and I love the pain. It makes me a better human. As a child, I am willing to do anything that hurts.
Yeah, and this is why people say embrace the suck.
Yeah.
Because when we start something, we're always going to suck at it. But like you said, so many adults, me included, like the first time we do something, we want to hit it out of the park. We want it to be perfect. But when kids maybe have this attitude, we're like, oh, but you need practice, honey. It's okay that you haven't walked or talked or, oh, your painting sucks. Well, you don't have practice. It's the first time finger painting. Like with kids, we remind them that, but for adults, we rarely ever do.
Yeah. Not only are we not supporting ourselves in that learning phase, in that hardship phase, but often we're just avoiding it entirely.
Yeah.
Like, I literally will not do anything if I have to suck at it first. But the trick is, for everything, you have to suck at it first.
Yeah.
There is like 1 or 2 things on the planet that you're allowed to be good at right off the bat. And you usually find them when you're a kid, and you're not going to be finding them later in life. So that's it, man. Like, avoiding the suck phase is avoiding learning anything new or succeeding at anything.
Yeah. When my son was little, he was learning to dance. He was, before he was competing, he would get so frustrated because he couldn't, on the first go, get a move like that. And I'd tell him, just practice. But I wasn't doing it for myself.
Yeah, then he won't pick it up.
Yeah. And so
He'll stop practicing.
Yeah, that's true. And so this is why later on he stopped practicing and he expected to always nail it. As I told him a million times, but I was showing him the opposite.
Yeah, and I was the same. I was even worse because as a child in the gifted program with a high IQ, all the tasks they were giving all the other kids, I did ace on the first try.
Right.
Because I'd learned them at home, or I just had a knack for them, or whatever. And so I became very spoiled, expecting to get everything right on the first time.
Yeah.
And this is why I ended up homeless. I didn't get business right on the first time. I didn't get success in life right at the first time. I didn't get personal relationships right at the first time. These are complicated things that it doesn't matter. I don't care how gifted you are. Like, you're probably going to struggle and stumble with them, but I couldn't handle it. Like, it would hurt my ego and stuff.
Right.
And it's like, I wish someone taught me what I'm teaching now, right? I wish someone taught me that I should run towards failures, mistakes, and hardships. There's that quote from Michael Jordan, which is like, I've missed 3,000 shots and 23 game-winning shots and yada, 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 and that is why I succeed. It's a super famous quote. It was from a commercial or something. It was really inspiring, really powerful. People reference it all the time.
Yes.
For a reason. Like, it's referenced because it's so spot on. If you do want to succeed, you absolutely need a resume of all those failures.
Yeah, it's true.
And I used to think every failure was a poor reflection on me, or I was bad, or I sucked, or I couldn't do it, or it's not in my destiny, it's not in my fate, or whatever. Wrong. Those failures were badges of honor. I should have had them more and earlier, and I'd be fine. Why didn't I just embrace them, close more businesses, fail more, pivot more, like, until I'm tired of it and sick of it, until I finally get the hang of it. And I'm like, you know what? Like, now I know these things. Now I learn these things. Now I've experienced them, and now I'm super confident with them because of all my failures, because of my 3,000 missed shots. Like,
yeah.
But everyone avoids that.
Well, that explains why you were so patient with me while I was learning this lesson, and I pivoted 5 million times. Now, I think we said in the beginning of the episode how I've made more sales in this business in a matter of days versus all the time we had everything else going.
In years.
So, yeah.
For the other ones.
So.
Yeah, because I knew you needed the failures. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah. And now I have the confidence. Now I know, because I had all those failures, I know that this is working. And I know that it's going to lead me to exactly what I want.
Yeah. And when you started, you were at the super far end of confidence. You were anxious and scared of business. And with each failure, you became unsure about business, and then tentative about business, and then trusting-ish about business. And now you're uber confident about business. That's how it goes. Anyone can make that confidence journey, but it's a journey of failures and hard decisions.
Yeah, thank you. You were awesome. And that is a fresh view on confidence. Just like our book, Eyes Wide Open, Volume 1. I am confident that you need this book, and we're going to give it to you for free. Go to eyeswideopenfree.com and get your free PDF copy now, or go to the link in the description. So before you, I had never had a real life confidence role model, right? So how can I, without having one, do you have actionable tips that I can use right now to start being more confident?
Confidence hack number 4 is going to help a lot with this. I call it theory, practice, balance. Theory/practice balance.
Okay.
If I were to take a desert scholar and have them read 100 books on swimming, how confident a swimmer would this make them?
Just reading books?
Yeah, but a lot of books. They've studied. I mean, they're a scholar. They've read every in and out. They know everything there is to know about swimming, though.
Well, Yeah, you can read all that stuff, but until you're in the pool, you don't know how to swim. So they may have a high confidence level outside the pool, but as soon as they get in that pool, that confidence is going to sink to the bottom.
Just like them.
Yes. Yes.
Right. That's because the desert scholar focused almost entirely on theory.
Right.
Everything we want to accomplish in life has a theory component and a practice component. No?
Yes.
Even if you're writing a theoretical essay, it sounds like it would be all theory. But nope, you have to have practice at writing and practice at editing and practice at assembling an essay and practice at persuading others and convincing people and so on. Even if you took someone who wanted to write a theoretical essay and they had complete theoretical knowledge of that topic, there's still a practice component.
Yeah.
When they sit down, they have to have had practice writing and editing an essay.
True.
If they haven't failed some essays and got some under their belt and practiced, how confident are they going to feel when they sit down to write their theoretical essay?
They'll have no confidence because they've never done it.
Right. So everything has a theory part to it and a practice part to it. I could read a million things about cooking, but unless I've practiced in that kitchen,
Yeah, that's true.
my confidence is shot when I go to do the task.
Yes.
Someone could read everything they want about business, but until they've sold stuff and marketed stuff and gotten leads and fired clients and pivoted businesses and failed businesses, are they going to have that uber level of confidence?
No.
Right. When they get into business, they're going to be anxious
Yes.
and scared.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God, yes.
So my question to you is, what's more important for building confidence? Watching YouTube videos, studying, talking to experts, reading books, or getting your hands dirty, taking your lumps, making the mistakes, and getting the practice at the thing that you want to be good at?
Oh, taking your lumps and doing the thing. Even if it's painful and it hurts, it doesn't matter because that's how you build the confidence.
Yeah, the practice is more important. And you can prove this because as a kid, you didn't get to study the theory of anything. You were pure practice. It was all practice. You would watch an adult walk and then just try to practice it.
Yeah.
And you would learn by falling down.
Yeah.
You would watch an adult pronounce the word yellow and you would try and practice the word yellow and you would learn by practicing.
Yeah. When you learn that it means ice.
And if you saw your friends playing a sport or a video game, you didn't need to read books about it or talk to experts. Even complicated things like computer programming, you might read a tiny snippet of a book, but then you get excited and run out to practice programming it to see if you can make the program work.
Right. Yeah.
But adults, they would read the book start to finish, cover to cover, and not pick up an IDE or coding interface.
Right.
Adults will watch an entire playlist of YouTube business videos and entrepreneur videos and not once try to sell something to another human being.
It's true.
Adults will go so far as to hire coaches and pay them money for months while they make excuses to avoid doing the practice the coach told them to do.
Yeah.
So you told me that practice is more important for building confidence and succeeding at anything.
Yes.
But isn't it true that as kids, we knew that and we prioritized practice, but as adults, we avoid practicing anything and focus on theory?
100%. I've seen my kids just practice something, fall down, get hurt, get up, keep going over and over and over till they got it.
And you used to do it.
And I used to do it too. And we've had clients, literally clients for years, where we said, do this. And then week after week after week after week, they refused to do it.
Right. But why did we attract those people? You've had many years to practice your connection skills. If you wanted to practice incepting an idea and getting a shout out from someone, or practice getting promo from someone, or practice negotiating a deal with someone, or practice getting on more podcasts, you could practice it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or you could read books about it. Or you could come up with excuses to not practice it.
Yeah, that's true.
And so did you do that for a while? Did you avoid practicing marketing?
Yes.
And so then when you attract customers who refuse to practice, what kind of law of attraction shit is going on here?
Well, as we know, like attracts like. And so if I'm being like that, of course, I'm attracting clients like this.
All good. So if we want to attract people who prioritize practice and don't get caught up in theory, what must we do ourselves?
Practice.
Yes.
And not get caught up in that theory.
Yes. And this isn't to say we should never have theory, or it has no place in the world.
No.
I started out saying everything we want to accomplish has a theory component and a practice component.
Yes.
And you do need both. It's just the balance is way off for most people. And if you're having trouble building confidence, or if you're feeling anxious about one of your dreams, chances are you've been theorizing about it for way too long and practicing it not nearly enough at all.
Agreed.
So that's hack number 4, theory, practice, balance. And how it relates to role models is that role models are just theory for the most part. The role models are doing the practice themselves.
Yeah.
You get to watch them. As kids, we watch our mom and dad walk and talk. They're practicing. They're doing it in practice, and we're watching in the theory of how it works. But as kids, we immediately put it into practice. We're like, oh, we learned a new thing. I see how they balance, or I see how they talk. I'm going to put it into action. Or we watch our friends programming a video game, and we've never programmed one, but we saw them type some stuff and we like remember it and try to copy it. And even if we get it wrong and it doesn't work, we're still practicing. Bam, practicing.
Yeah.
So role models are everywhere. You can find them in books. You can find them on TV. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them in friends. No one can say, I don't have a role model. There's always someone on the planet that you can role model. You can role model one piece from this person and one piece from that person and whatever.
Fair play, yeah.
But role models are available, and they're just theory. So they don't deserve a lot of time and attention. You shouldn't be binging every single one of their videos. You should watch half a video and go put it into practice.
That's a really good point.
Take their first tip and go put it into practice like you did as a kid. This is the balance. This is what you need to do.
So we've said practice so much now that if you want to turn the video off and go practice, I would love that. Just, I want to know about it though. So maybe email me, come back and let us know in the comments. I want to support your practice and applying the things we talk about on the podcast.
Preach.
Yeah. So I've pretended to be confident at different times in my life and have fooled people into thinking that I was super confident about whatever the topic was, right? So isn't this the same as being confident if I can kind of turn it off and turn it on when I need or want?
If I took you to a magic show where the magician was able to convince you through illusion and trickery and devices and so on that he was a basketball superstar, trick shots around the world, 720 dunks, whatever. He wasn't. He wasn't athletic at all. He was terrible at basketball, and you wouldn't want him on your team.
Right.
But he was able to convince you that he was like a Harlem Globetrotter. And then I took you to an actual Harlem Globetrotters game where all of them are so confident and so real and effortlessly performing trick shot after trick shot with their eyes closed. And you would gladly hire them or play on their team or have them on your team or whatever. Would you say there is a difference between the gentleman who was creating an illusion of competence, an illusion of skill, an illusion of basketball mastery versus an actual basketball master?
Yeah, there's a difference.
But let's say the magician's so good, he can turn it on anytime. He can fool people at any time.
I mean, it's still fake. It's still not the real thing.
Yeah. And does it fool everybody?
No,
Or only some people?
Only some people. There's people who can see through the mask of the fakeness.
Right. And then when someone challenges him, like, oh, you seem really good. Let's have a match against the Harlem Globetrotters.
Then he's screwed.
Right.
Yeah.
So how great is being able to trick people into thinking you're confident at something?
It's not that great.
Yeah. And does it actually ever really help anyone?
No, because you're not even really confident, and it's an illusion anyway. So.
Yep. Doesn't help you, doesn't help them. Unless you have a career as a magician and you're paid to trick people, I don't think it's helpful.
Fair enough. Okay.
That said, can you tell the difference between your teenage son or one of his friends who claims they're good at basketball and pretends to be confident when you put them beside Michael Jordan on the court?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Well, because Michael Jordan has real confidence.
Right.
And he's not faking it. But he knows he's the GOAT.
Sure. But let's say they haven't tossed the ball yet. Can you still tell?
Yeah.
You can still tell that Michael Jordan's way more confident and has real confidence compared to the teenager who's fronting.
Yeah. I think him walking onto a court, it's just going to exude off of him. His energy, his aura, everything.
And which one's, like, who's more built?
Oh, like, him.
Right. Who carries the ball with confidence?
Him.
Who's dribbling onto the court with tricks through their legs? Right.
Yeah.
Right. So even if he wasn't doing anything and he was just standing there, you could tell from his energy or his vibe or his aura or whatever.
Yes.
This brings us to the fifth hack of why faking it till you make it doesn't work, and what does instead, which is body, mind, emotion balance.
Okay.
Now, everyone has their own unique mind, body, emotion balance or blend, but most people have not figured out which blend works for them. So it's usually off for everybody.
Yes.
So with Jordan, he has trained his muscle memory and his body mastery to be confident at this task, at winning basketball games or playing well.
Right.
He's also trained his emotions to be healthy about the game. Maybe he gets annoyed when he loses, but he self-soothes quickly and he gets back in the gym. Or he loses to a team and makes some adjustments or adaptations. Or he gets in a fight with a teammate, but he checks himself, fixes his emotions, apologizes, and fixes the team dynamic.
Yes.
Whatever the case, he's also trained his emotions to be confident in basketball, in all aspects of basketball.
Right.
He's also trained his mindset to be confident about basketball. He doesn't start thinking, oh, we're going to lose. He doesn't get upset that we're behind. He doesn't get annoyed that a crowd threw something on the thing. He's focused and he's disciplined and his mind is on the goal and on winning, and he still sees a path to victory. And even as things go off kilter, he still sees a path to victory. And even if someone is being up in his grill or an extra difficult challenge, he's like, well, maybe I can just absorb all the pressure and pass it to a teammate. It doesn't have to be me. He's got a mind for basketball, and he's trained it through lots of mistakes, just like he trained his emotions through lots of mistakes and his body through lots of mistakes. And because he's trained all three aspects to be confident in this area or this topic, he then reaches a true level of confidence that is basically inarguable and everyone can feel.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, the teenager who's fronting may have trained his body a bit to be good at basketball. Maybe he has practiced, or maybe he has learned to dribble, or maybe he's worked out at the gym and has a similar build to Jordan now. But if he hasn't been through a bunch of lost championships and dealt with the emotional turmoil of that, when the game's going badly or someone's trash talking him, his emotions might act up.
Right.
And he's not confident emotionally about basketball. Or maybe he's trained his body and maybe he's emotionally able to handle the trash talk or the game going off kilter or whatever. But if his mindset isn't good, like, I'm great at coming back from behind, I've done this a million times, I can see a path to victory, I have a strategy planned out, he's still not going to be confident enough, and Jordan's confidence is going to crush him.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
So someone with real confidence has trained all three of these aspects on a certain topic. Same goes for business. Someone might be good at doing the physical actions of business. Oh, I sold today and I went out and I marketed and I got some leads. But then the next day they're depressed or their emotions are haywire or they don't believe in their product or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you were doing it. You were fine.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they were fine physically. Their muscle memory and their body was okay and confident at business. But their emotions were not confident at business. Or their mindset was not confident at business. Whereas you show me a true successful guru or CEO who has multiple businesses under their belt, they're going to have all three covered.
True.
And so this is the problem with faking it till you make it. The people who fake it never have all three. The magician might be great at fooling people. He might have a good mindset about it. But as soon as he steps on the court with the Harlem Globetrotters, his heart sinks and drops and his emotions act up. Or maybe he's got the physical thing down and the emotions down. But as soon as he steps on the court with the Harlem Globetrotters, his mind starts racing and he's like, I don't got this and they're going to beat me. And
yeah, because it's fake.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Real confidence always has these three pillars handled in a certain balance, in a certain blend. One can be slightly weaker than the others or whatever.
Right.
But generally they're all somewhat balanced and stable, and they're healthy enough to provide real life confidence in that topic. And people don't think about this. They never think about this. They're just like, oh, confidence is confidence and whatever. And I just have to listen to the gurus or the experts. Maybe you spend your whole day or week or life working on your mindset. What? I believe I can do it. I believe in business. I believe in basketball. I believe in swimming. I should be confident in this. It's like, dude, you didn't train your body in practice at all. Your muscle memory is weak. You're not going to be confident. Or maybe they spent their whole time practicing, and their body is on fire, like ready to do the task, basketball, business, swimming. But then when they actually start doing the task, or the stakes are high, or something's on the line, or they have to do it for a friend or not let someone down. Oh no, what if I let them down and I'm worried and my mindset's off and my emotions are off? It's like, but I thought you were good at this, dude. Right. It's like, if you want real confidence, you have to deal with all three areas. And the real hack is that your biggest confidence boost lies in the area you neglect the most. So if you spent your whole life reading about marketing, like, your biggest confidence boost will come from physically doing the marketing.
Right.
If your son has spent his whole life physically practicing basketball in his backyard, but has never done it with high stakes or at a competition or with challenge, like, his biggest confidence boost is going to come from being in the high stakes and feeling the emotions of the crowd and the energy and the stakes on the line. If someone has already developed the confidence with the muscle memory in their body, they've had practice, they've had the high stakes and emotions of the crowd or of their job or career or whatever, but they've neglected the mindset, the beliefs about success and about their career and seeing silver linings. If they don't have that mindset, their biggest confidence boost is going to come from doing some mental work.
Right. Yeah, it makes total sense.
But what are people going to do? Are they going to take my advice and go find the part they're weak at? Like, you're right, I haven't practiced, I need to work on my body. Or, no, you're right, I haven't worked on my emotions at all. Or put the stakes on the line, or put myself in emotional situations. Or, no, I haven't worked on my mindset and beliefs. Are they going to go seek them out? That's where my huge confidence boost lies. I can't wait to dive in. Or are they going to avoid it like they've been doing their whole life anyways?
Well, our followers, our audience is amazing. And I know they're going to be like, yes, I am going to go crush this thing I'm bad at. And that's okay, because I had to do it too. We all had to get really confident about the thing that we wanted to do. And our audience is smart enough to do that. And I believe in them.
Yeah.
And I really want to hear about what you're doing and what you think about all of this. That is so good. You are amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
It was really helpful for me personally to understand this, that the thing that I'm the most afraid of will give me the most confidence when I actually do it. It's true.
It'll give you a monster boost.
Yeah, it's true. It's exactly what worked for me.
You'll get instant confidence. It'll be insane.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. You are the best. So I just have one last question. Do you have any final thoughts that you want to share with our wonderful audience?
Yes. Confidence is way easier than people make it out to be. We were all born confident, stepping out of our comfort zones into a wide, scary world. And we navigated it just fine. And the most successful people you look up to today are the ones that still do that. They still have that exact same approach to any goal or dream they want to achieve. And you can do it too by practicing these 5 hacks. But you're at a crossroads, because on YouTube, most people who watch this video will click like, maybe leave a comment, and go back to their autopilot lives thinking that they improved. I watched a great video today. I became more confident, and only an elite few will really take the value from this, step up and apply it to their own lives and really level up their confidence. And I'm cheering for you to be one of them. I know you got this. Rise up.
And that's why our book and this podcast are called Eyes Wide Open. And after today, you know the 5 confidence hacks that will help you be more confident. So watch the video here and learn the 5 reasons why you're not doing what you love, to help you keep your eyes wide open.
Keep rising.